So, just one for detention today? How lonely. Or, depending on how you look at it, perhaps this is an opportunity for the two of us to get to know each other a little better. Oh, don't look so confused, my dear. Giving you detention so that we could spend the afternoon together was entirely by design. In fact, I don't even mind that you had your cell phone out in class all that much. I know it must have seemed unfair for me to give you detention for it, when I've never given any other student detention for the exact same reason. You see, I thought that you looked like you had a lot on your mind lately. And I thought that this would give you the afternoon off from all the stress of your clubs, and your friends, and your after-school programs. After all, being a senior, you must have an awful lot on your plate. You poor thing. I remember overhearing you talking to your friends in class about how you didn't even get to take a break from studying to celebrate your 18th birthday. That's a shame, really. I mean, that's a pretty big milestone to miss without a celebration. It must have been so disappointing spending that special day all by yourself with only your studies. I try to keep your homework as light as possible so that you don't overwork yourself, but I know that you've been burning the candle at both ends working hard to get into university. You have no idea how much I worry about you. You know that? I know that it might be overstepping my boundaries as your teacher, but wow, I've been keeping a close eye on you, in and out of class. I just can't help myself. You always look so tired, and like you aren't taking care of yourself anymore. It just gets me so worried about you. I don't know how I would be able to face myself in the mirror every morning if something were to happen to you while you were a student of mine. I just don't want you to think that you don't have any options is all. And well, I'm being honest, I need to make a confession. I've seen you outside of school with that girl from your biology class. I would like it if you didn't spend any more time with her. It's just that she seems to be a distraction for you. And you're already spread so thin with your academics and your other extracurricular activities. I would hate for your studies and your mental health to suffer all because of some girl. I know that you might be angry with me for this decision, but I've spoken with the school board and had her transferred from all of your classes into another group. You won't be sharing any more classes with her. I can see that you're upset. That's likely just the toll of all this stress and how it's been taking its toll on you. which is exactly why I made this decision to switch her out of all of your classes. Having her as a distraction will only add to all of the things that need your attention. And honestly, I'd feel better if you didn't spend time thinking about her at all. She's obviously nothing but trouble, and will only end up costing you more in the long run. So, for as long as you're a student in my class, I forbid you from seeing her on school property. I can't enforce such a jurisdiction outside of my school grounds, of course. But I'll be sure to have a one-on-one with her as well, so that there isn't any future incidents between the two of you. I knew you would have some objection when it came to my intervention. But honestly, sometimes it's for the best if someone else takes control of the wheel for a while so that you don't go off course. After all, I'm only doing this because I want you to be happy. I would much rather you be lonely than making yourself sick over some floozy in a skirt. I thought that I already told you. This is for your own good. Whether you understand that right now, or you come to realize it later. Ultimately, in the end, you're certainly going to understand that I was right about this the entire time. If you just took a break and let me make all the decisions for you, you wouldn't have anything to worry about ever again. I'm always going to do what's best for you, even if it hurts. You can sulk about this all that you want, but I really don't think that you would like the alternative to switching around her class schedule. You see, I would hate for her to get a sudden string of bad grades, especially so close to graduation. It would be an awful shame for her not to be able to graduate with the rest of the students, wouldn't it? Why, that would mean that the rest of her class, including you, would go off to university without her, leaving her behind while you and the rest of her friends and classmates move on with their lives. Eventually drifting apart and forgetting about her completely. What a terribly sad thought, right? You certainly wouldn't want that to happen, would you, my dear? I didn't think so. So if I were you, I would start worrying less about that tramp of a schoolmate that you have, and start relaxing and taking some time for yourself before your high school years are behind you completely. You know, with as much as I'm putting on the line for you, a little gratitude would be appreciated. I'm going above and beyond for you, my favorite student. That would be any student's dream come true, wouldn't it? You don't have to understand now, but you will, in time. I won't let such a promising mind as yours be neglected or distracted by superficial things like scatterbrained teenage girls. You're thinking with your hormones instead of your brain. And we simply can't have that. Now can we? I guarantee that I know what's best for you, and that I'll be looking out for you in and outside of the classroom. I'll always be nearby to make sure that none of the other students are there to give you any trouble or to distract you. Do you understand? Good. Now, we have a little bit of time left before your detention period is over. I don't mind sitting here in silence. The sound of your breathing is actually quite soothing to me. I enjoy listening to it during the quiet study hours, when everyone is buried deep in their textbooks. So even and calm, like the waves of the ocean crashing onto the shore. Oh, how I relish in these quiet moments that we get to spend together. Now, you should take the rest of this time to clear your head and relax. Read a book that you actually want to read. Rest your eyes and take a little nap. I'm sure that you're adorable when you're asleep. In fact, I think I'd like to see that quite a lot. But I'll leave it up to you. Whatever you choose, I'll be right here at my desk, carefully watching over you. Just like I always do.